How's it going?
How are you?
Good. Tired. I'm not used to getting up.
Yeah?
Or do you guys get at like 6:45?
Yeah, I get up at like 5:50, 5:45 every day.
Tomorrow another early one, right?
Could not do it. How would you describe your new defensive line coach? What's he like?
He's everything you want in a coach. He's a mentor. He has high energy. He's just fun. Like, he's really like, I think he's like Big James. Like, as far as like how he comes, and it's ironic that they're both from Cincy, so it's kind of cool having them in there. Seeing he backs up James because they're from the crib. So like, it's just fun to have somebody that comes in with a good positive swag every day. Pretty much, like, he's cool to have around.
All right. I'd say last year in the 3-3-5, saw a lot of time at defensive end in that position. This year, it seems like you guys might be transitioning more to the inside. What's the difference? What's the challenges that you might see, especially you might play maybe even at the 1 tech at times, 3 tech, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we did have a big base defense where it was a 3-5 and you had 2 4-eyes in the nose.
Right.
But we also, if you look a little harder, we also had like a lot of packages where it's known as nickel, where you have a G, which is like a shade in some people's eyes, and you have a 3 technique. And we're bringing that over to this defense as well, where we have a nickel package and it's the same stuff. So it's not more so that we're doing something different, it's just that we're kind of just focusing on like the stuff that we need to work on as far as, being comfortable in the knockback 3, which is a different technique that we had before, where you can just worry about the D gap. Now you can take 2 gaps in a knockback 3, or then the G's is the same as what we did last year, where you just take your A gap and own that gap.
Right.
With Keanu gone, obviously there's that leadership role. Are you kind of stepping into that? How would you describe yourself as, maybe one of the veteran guys on the line?
I mean, most definitely. I mean, I just try to make sure that I got to realize that I'm not that much older than everybody that's below me or behind me. So I got to make sure that I give them that freedom and that confidence that they need to play freely. And I also just try to be that person to help them have that positive intake on everything that coach gives us. And just the outlook on ball. Like, I know I make mistakes and I'm free to talk about it. I'm always going to point out my mistakes before I point out anybody else's mistakes. But I also just help them see the film from coach's perspective, or what they need to do as far as like a stab or just hands and stuff like that, which is stuff that I need to work on as well.
With the new coaching staff, Isaiah was talking about, the challenges of getting the new scheme right, or, the terminology. How is that process going? I know you're, a couple practices in.
This is just like being a freshman all over again. You just come in, you think you know everything, and it's like, okay, you don't. So it's just like, I got to start with a clean slate, look over everything every day, 10 to 15 minutes every day. Luckily, I live with Gio and Tommy, so they live 4 below me, so I'm able to, go chill with them. And then next thing you know, we're talking about football. Okay, what are we doing this? And we're talking through plays. So as far as getting the terminology down, it hasn't been that much of a challenge for me. It's more so just like the tempo of things, like how practice is going. Like, you've been used to something for 3-4 years. Now you got to switch it up, and you're a lot more tired because it's a big tempo program, and I definitely see the growth in that aspect as well.
When you're coming to practice, I know last year you were riding with Keanu and you guys were listening to audiobooks.
Yes, sir.
Are you doing that again this year with somebody else?
No, I'm not. I'm listening to, like, the other day, not Keanu, but Gio sent me this Conor McGregor thing, and I was in there ready to this spar. Like, I'm on that type of time right now. Like, I was on that intellectual stuff last year, but now I want to take it off. So I'm on anything that's violent. I'm listening to that. I love the DMX in the morning, the Waka Flocka in the morning, Chief Keef, all that. I need that drill music in my body.
What have you seen from James?
I mean, honestly, like, I've been challenging James just to, like, help me. I know I can't lead by myself, and no one just wants to listen to one person. So I've been trying to, challenging Gio, challenging James, challenging Melly, because we are the older guys in the group that have the most experience. So just to help and aid everybody else below us and help the younger guys as well as help each other, because, I mean, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and we need everybody. So that's how I see it.
Gotta ask real quick, music. Are you on that young boy stuff too?
See, that's Herbie. That's
Okay.
Herbie G. Like, even though he's gone, like, I do listen to Youngboy, but, because he's so hyped, I don't really listen to him that much.
I feel you.
But I do like Youngboy. Like, when I'm in that mood, like, he's talking, I'm listening.
But talking back to football, Coach Tressel talked about he wanted to mix kind of the old system a little bit with obviously his system that's worked at Michigan State and Cincinnati. How have you seen kind of the similarities, but also the differences, the nuances of the defense now?
So, I mean, you see a lot of packages where, like, you know, it's like the similar package that we had last year as far as nickel. You have a 3-tech and a G, or you have a base defense where it's against 12 personnel. I got 2 4-eyes and a 0. More so what I would say is different about this is that this scheme is, for us, like, we have to learn that, okay, we can't be selfish and olay this guy and just go up the field, because in all, like, if we olay him and we don't make the play, the person that we olayed is on the linebacker, and therefore it can really hit us. So it's just like being unselfish, being selfless, and understanding that we have to do more as far as straining and holding double teams.
And you talked about holding double teams. Go for it.
Adidas?
Oh, shit.
That's okay.
Under Armour. I apologize, Under Armour.
But one other part, you talked about holding your gap, and sometimes now you're going to have to hold 2 gaps. Do you guys practice scrape exchanges, gap exchanges, that kind of stuff with the new staff? How does that work?
I mean, you just got to know where it's just all about knowing your responsibility. So if I have an A gap, like this being your A gap, and allow the linebacker to flow off of you. And if that comes with 2 people, hold the 2 people and allow the linebacker to get, you know, coach is always talking about, you know, you make the play, but the linebackers are all American. That's what he was just talking to us about. So it's just, you got to understand, like, it's bigger than yourself. So.
And one last thing, Keanu, you talked about his leadership. Last year, his first year in a way as like the profound leader of the group. Do you think that him going through that experience is going to help you guys kind of in your first kind of profound leader?
I mean, definitely. I mean, me being so close to Keanu, I got to see the behind the scenes as far as the stress and everything that, you know, came throughout the season. So just seeing that, like, I kind of understood like how to go about it per se, like, you know, give people a voice, allow them to express themselves, but like kind of contain it to where like we're still as one. Like, you gotta remember, like, this is a team. Without the team aspect, we don't really win. So I gotta make sure that I keep everybody true to themselves, but I also gotta bring them in together.
Appreciate it.